Well, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is another episode of the Cali Truck Stop Theater. I'm actually doing this. In the evening time, and I'm using the rear camera on my phone, which is rather kind of weird for me because I can't see the screen. But the rear camera has a lot better picture on it. Plus, I got a light that can shine on me, so that I can, do some other videos, and I don't have to do it in the daytime in order to be seen. Because the front facing camera on my phone is crappy. I mean, it is terrible with low light. But anyways, enough of that little rant. You probably don't even care about that. Most likely you don't care about it. But I just wanted to welcome you to the video, and I'm gonna make this one super short. It's just that I'm just gonna give you guys a little tip. It's a driving tip, truck driving tip. So the tip that I have for you, and I just thought of this on the fly here. If you've seen other truck drivers' YouTube pages, most of them have already covered this subject anyways. But I just wanted to, just in case you haven't, or in case you wanted to hear another person's perspective on it, I wanted to talk about driving at night. And there are some pros to it, and there are some cons to it. Some of the cons to driving at night is that you have limited vision. Because it is dark out there, and you're not going to be able to see beyond your headlights. So it is dark out there, especially when you're driving in some of these back roads at night, where there's like, there's literally nobody around. There's no lights, nothing like that. So it's going to be super dark. There's gonna, with it being super dark, you're not gonna see that far out beyond your lights. So be very careful of that, because there are animals that are roaming around out there, and if you're not careful, even if you are careful, you may come across animals that are out in the road, and you may hit a few. Me myself, I recently hit another deer. And that's just because they're out there in the middle of the night, and they're being stupid out there in the traffic, out there on the streets. But yeah, that. But now the other thing is too, is most importantly, or more seriously, is that when you're driving out here on these roads, you are gonna see a lot of cars, or quite a few cars, parked on the side of the road. Whether or not there's somebody in there, sometimes there are, sometimes there isn't. But almost all the time at night, that car's been sitting there for a while, and they don't have no lights on, no blinkers. Probably the battery died, with the blinkers on, or maybe they just parked the car and didn't even bother putting the blinkers on. But here's the problem. Some of these four-wheelers, and I'm gonna say this. For those of you who aren't truck drivers, if you're hearing truck drivers say, calling out four-wheelers, it usually isn't a good, it usually isn't a good thing. Sometimes it's used as kind of like an insult. But the four-wheelers, and me personally, I don't get this. You got a shoulder that's wide enough for your vehicle to be parked, but I don't understand why some people, once the car breaks down, they don't get the car completely onto the shoulder, or get it far enough onto the shoulder to where, you don't risk clipping the car or anything like that. One of the things that I find, very dangerous and also pretty tricky is that at night, you got these cars that are out there on the shoulder there, no lights hardly, and the reflections on them are very poor, And the big thing is you don't pull the damn cars over enough to where it something large like a truck, goes through this, can go by it safely. There's been some times where I've had to, move over onto the oncoming traffic lane on a road just to avoid clipping a car because they didn't pull it over far enough off the road there. Even though it's in the shoulder, it just wasn't far enough over to where I wouldn't have to worry about clipping the car. It's like, the thing's busted anyways, so why not just put it out in the grass or something like that? There's plenty of room. Get the car off the road. You got people that and it's not just the trucks. You have car traffic that goes up and down those roads as well. So when you park your car so close to the white line on the shoulder, there's a greater chance that your car will get clipped. The other thing is that if you are in your car, okay, and you're waiting for a tow truck or what have you, it's very dangerous to have your car on the side of the road in the first place. But if you should ever have to get out of the car, you don't want to get out of the car and then get run over because your car was sitting too far, it was sitting too close to that white line on the shoulder there. If at all possible, get your car to a certain place to where you have plenty of room to pull your car over to the side on the shoulder there, and you have enough room to get out of the car without possibly interfering with the traffic. Because you could end up getting struck by a vehicle just because you just happened to get out the car, but because you opened the door and got out the car and you didn't check to see for traffic, you just now stepped out in the traffic, in a car or a truck for that matter will take you out. And with the trucks, they have a hell of a time stopping when somebody just jumps out in front of them. It's like that trains have a hard time stopping. Okay, it usually takes them a good mile and a half to make a complete stop. So trucks it don't take that long for them to stop, but they will take a significant amount of length of roadway there to actually make a complete stop, especially if they're at full speed. So just to make it to where it's safer for you four-wheeling people, move the car off the road if at all possible. But if you can't, get it as far over to the edge of the road as possible, because truck drivers, it's going to be very hard for a truck driver to see your car at night, especially when you don't have the blinkers on. And then let's say for one thing that we're on a narrow road, it's going to be very hard for the truck driver to avoid hitting you if you happen to make some kind of sudden move. Okay, so please, all you people out there driving your cars, make lots of room for trucks. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of these cars doing a bunch of stupid stuff around trucks, and I don't know why. When you go to get your license to get a car or to drive a car, I don't know why they don't have a lot of training for people driving cars to be better educated on how to drive around large vehicles. I think that's very important, because I've been seeing a lot of cars that are doing stupid stuff, such as like driving alongside large trucks, cutting large trucks off, not giving the trucks ample amount of space in case they got to stop, or if they got to swerve into another lane or whatever. You have a lot of cars that are just totally being out there being disrespectful to truck drivers. But the worst kind of people are truck drivers themselves, where they do the same things in the car, where they're cutting other truck drivers off. Even other small cars, I see sometimes they're doing that, cutting people off, not giving enough space, things of that nature. Truck drivers, I don't understand it. You should know better, or you do know better than the average car driver on the road, that you can't be doing this in a large vehicle. You can't be cutting off large trucks. You shouldn't be cutting off anybody, but more so, you shouldn't be cutting off large trucks. You shouldn't be you shouldn't be acting a fool around other trucks, because you yourself as a truck driver, you know how hard it is to maneuver a truck in an evasive situation. So if you're watching this video, this goes for everybody. Be courteous to your other drivers. Give others space, and be aware of your surroundings. This is something else too. I see these cars clustering up around each other when they're driving on the freeway. I don't understand why, because that's the reason why you have a lot of these multi-car accidents, because you guys like to sit around and congregate as you travel down the roadways. And the one thing that irritates me is that when I have a section of freeway to myself, and then all of a sudden everybody comes and like literally parks right around me and starts congesting my portion of freeway. It's like, why would you even do that? So give yourself lots of space. There's plenty of room on the freeway to give yourself plenty of space around yourself plus other people. So learn to be more courteous to other people, and don't congregate all in one place, because that's how you get these large multi-car chain reaction accidents. Okay, so that's a tip. Now for you truck drivers, just be careful of other cars and other vehicles that are on the side of the road when you're driving at night, and be careful and be aware that there are animals that may jump out at you. There's other objects that may be out in the middle of the road that you can't see because your lights don't go so far. So at night, be very careful. The other thing is, for everybody, cars, trucks alike, be more courteous to each other, give each other room, and then you'll be able to go home back to your family, back to wherever you came from, in a safe manner. All right, so that's my tip for today. And check back again for other videos. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, the Cali Truck Stop Theater, then I suggest that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and then also hit the like button if you liked what you heard. Also comment in the comment section below. Let me know if this video was helpful for you. If there was something else that you want, that you'd like for me to talk about, whatever, put it down. But like it, hit the subscribe button, even hit the bell, so that you can be updated to when I make new videos. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. God bless.